Wisconsin will see a competitive Supreme Court race next year, starting with the February 16th primary. Justice Rebecca Bradley and 3 others are running for the seat Bradley now holds through appointment. Bradley appeared on this program October 18th. Today we begin a series of interviews with her 3 challengers, starting with Madison trial attorney Claude Covelli. Thanks very much for being with us today.
Good morning.
So you applied for the job when Justice Crooks passed away and there was an opening. You applied for that job. You're running again. Why do you want to serve on the court?
Well, it was a very difficult decision because practice has been very good to me, and I looked at the candidates and I looked at the process. And the process has become very political, and that has had ramifications for the court, and I think undermined the public's confidence in the court. And I believe from talking to citizens that they're ready for a truly nonpartisan to run for the court, somebody that doesn't carry baggage from one faction or the other and can deal with cases unfettered by political commitment or bias.
What's your take on the way the races for Supreme Court look and sound these days?
Well, it's not good. Our court had a national reputation that was great 30 years ago, and in the last several campaigns, which has become more and more political, it's created these 2 factions on the court, and it has hurt public confidence and the stature of the court. So I think a lot of it is due to the money and where the money's coming from, and that we're selecting candidates based on ideology rather than their legal experience and qualifications for the job.
So if somebody said to you in the course of the campaign, you know, we really like you, Claude Covelli, we think you'd be a great justice, and we're going to do some media buys to try and support your candidacy, what would you say to them?
Well, if they were supporting me because I'm nonpartisan, and by that I mean when people ask me, well, Claude, how would you rule on this, or how would you rule on that, or what's your politics on this and that, and I say, well, I really don't have a political position. If I did, my duty as a judge would be to set that aside and decide the case based on the law. So for me to tell you what my politics or my points of view are is the antithesis of what we're supposed to be doing with a nonpartisan election.
I want to have you talk about your experience, because it seems like in a lot of the recent races you see judges running for this seat. You're a guy who has seen the law from a somewhat different perspective. Why is that an advantage to you in this contest?
Well, over 43 years, I have resolved over 4,000 legal disputes. Most legal disputes are resolved by lawyers and their clients without ever going to trial. I've tried 200 jury trials to resolve disputes, so that's a small fraction of the cases. So lawyers are the ones that form the issues, do the research. They will handle the case for weeks, months, sometimes years before the case ever gets to trial. So we're the kind of the boots on the ground. We're the ones that formulate the issues, put the evidence together, and deal with the clients and the witnesses, the other attorneys and the judges. So that experience in problem solving is important. Number 2, I've personally handled nearly 100 appeals. 80 of them in the Wisconsin Court of Appeals, 12 in the Wisconsin Supreme Court. I've been there, I've done that. I know the practical realities of what happens when the court decides an issue.
Well, what ultimately do you think you could do to change the court for the better? What would your election mean for the court?
Well, first of all, I think it would help restore confidence in our court. You would have a justice that no one could say, well, gee, you know, he owes allegiance to this group or that group, and doubt the fairness of the decision. And that's really important. I mean, every case, someone wins and someone loses, but what's important is that they know they had a fair shake. So that would be the starting point. The second is, in dealing with other justices, I won't be from one faction or the other. I'll be more or less a neutral, and I think I have the respect of the court. I've had many cases up there. My last case, all 7 of the justices found in our favor, so I do have the ability to sway them and to educate them on our position and have a good relationship with both factions.
Claude Covelli is a Madison trial attorney who is running for state Supreme Court. It's good to have you on the program. Thanks very much for your time today.
Thank you.
And next week on Up Front, I'll talk with Supreme Court candidate and appeals court judge Joanne Kloppenburg. Next, the famous Wisconsin-Minnesota economic comparison, how we're doing right now.